Hi, Chris Newman. What a topic we've got today. The range of psychosocial spiritual types. And by range, I mean a continuum across a spectrum, not two opposed positions. But when you use a whiteboard like I have to, we create these kind of ideal types. And so we're not in opposition in the words behind me and the ideas we're using, but we're showing how the humans mix and match and make up these various ideas, and I'm looking at how it all works. Let's dive in and find out where we're going. So the truth, Jesus said the truth, know the truth and the truth will set you free. And the truth is spiritual food. The spiritual food that we ingest spiritually is to nurture our soul, to nurture our mind, and to guide and direct our body, of course, in this world and in our relationships. I've detected two extremes across which this spiritual food comes. And one would be the heavenly inspiration, and on the other end is what I call cosmic debris. Fascinating. Just think about that. Frank Zappa used that word, so I've just coined it to help bring this into focus. Now, in the truth, as a spiritual food, I've picked up three aspects to it: faith, reason, and belief. Faith helps guide vision, which stimulates the heart. Reason promotes thinking, which activates the intellect. And belief leads to conclusions, which activate the will. So I've got heart, intellect and will, vision, thinking and conclusions, and faith, reason and belief. Many people ask me, oh, do you believe in God, or do you believe in Jesus? And these sort of questions. Do you believe in Buddha? Do you believe in the Four Noble Truths, or do you believe in the Communist Revolution? Whatever you believe in is just one aspect of the truth. Yet in common parlance, belief tends to become the conclusion of everything. If we believe something, it seems to be really important. But in this way of looking at things, it is one aspect of the truth. Now, I've also detected, here I am, where do I fit in? Discernment and anything goes. So from discernment, which is a careful choosing, possibly a conscience-driven way of making an informed choice, to anything goes, where we just sort of mix and match from any isms which suit us. And so anything goes, we choose things which we want to believe or whatever to suit the convenience of our fallen nature. So I think I'm this kind of person, therefore I'm going to be a Buddhist today, and I like this part about Hinduism because they have nice food, so I'll be a Hindu. Or I like being at church because everyone's warm and kind to me, so I'll go there. Or I'm into the revolution because, you know, we're real people, we're really tough, and we know what's what. So this is what's going on is in the world. You'll see folks mixing and matching bits and pieces here and there to sort of plug into their idea of who they are. But on the other end, not the other extreme, the other end of the continuum is the idea of our original nature and our fallen nature, and coming to an awareness of the situation, the tragedy of humankind. To make sense of these, I put on one side spirituality and enlightenment. The idea of, I'm into spirituality, I don't like religion, I don't like faith, I don't like anything like that. I'm a spiritual person and I'm big on spirituality, and I'm actually more enlightened than you because I'm into, you know, Buddhism or Taoism, or I can meditate all day, whatever it is. And the other idea is holiness and grace, which goes with discernment, because holiness and grace call us to our soul And when we look into our soul, we realize that something's not right. And if we realize the depth of what's called sin, then we experience remorse, because we realize that the world we are making is not a place fit for children. It may be, in many ways, anti everything that we think is ideal and pure. When we come to that understanding of repentance, then we can change our heart and take personal responsibility for where I fit in, and feel humble before the truth. And then the next attitude would be a desire for instruction, and then a commitment to action where faith and hope and practicality come together in our life. The other side, when we go into the spirituality thing and regard that as an end in itself, we may end up in a case of spiritual tourism, where we deny the idea of sin. Other people are evil, I'm all good. We blame the others or the system, or Mr. Hitler is absolute evil. This kind of thinking. The worst people in the world are those meat eaters or those capitalists. Or, as for Christians, forget it, they're so useless. Or the Christians are going, I don't like people who talk about vibrations and energy. I don't know what that has to do with anything. They might be forgetting that God created the energy spectrum. Here we go. Anything goes over here in spirituality and enlightenment, and I've even heard people talking about, oh, your God, your God, your God, and then there's my God, which proves the point that there's a God of this world and the original creator. Interesting, eh? And then if we go into the spirituality enlightenment team, I think we'll find a reverence for Lucifer and an ignorance about Satan, which is totally fascinating. And then the idea of whatever floats your boat. That's what works. That's my spirituality. Whereas at the holiness and grace side demands a higher standard. Not what floats your boat, but we're here to serve others. And through serving others, we humble ourselves. And then we, of course, as it says in the Bible, the last shall be first. We become elevated through our efforts to serve and raise up others. So I've given a brief overview of the extreme spectrum from heavenly inspiration to cosmic debris, from holiness and grace to spirituality and enlightenment, through the characteristics of discernment and spiritual growth through discipline, self-discipline and sacrifice, to the anything goes, whatever suits me, self-indulgence, very easy come, easy go attitude, where there may not even be a need for a morality because you make it up as you go along. And where do I fit in? That's your question for yourself. Where do you fit in? Have you chosen to go for the spiritual food which is based on real nutritious elements? Or are you still at the McDonald's stage of wanting a diet which is barely nutritious spiritually? There's a big difference between spiritual food which has the deep nourishment which nurtures the soul and raises up the heart, the mind to a higher level to find God, and that which just seeks to satisfy itself, justify itself, and find just what it wants to make itself feel comfortable within the limits of selfishness. That's the spectrum I've identified, the range of psychosocial spiritual types. Very interested in your comments, and you're welcome to leave any comments on the comment section. Thank you again. Chris Newman signing out on this one.